News, Shams Charania, take it away.
So, Peter, sources tell me that the NBA will hold a vote next week at the Board of Governors meetings on March 24th and 25th to allow the league to go explore two new expansion teams exclusively in Las Vegas and Seattle. And so these two teams would be targeted for the 2028-29 season. And there is momentum within stakeholders here to try to go out there and see what is the market here and what could those proposals look like? Because industry executives tell me that you're looking at somewhere between $7 to $10 billion per team for Seattle and Las Vegas. And so this first step right now, this first vote, is looked at as a formality. There is momentum for the owners around the NBA to approve this vote, to go allow the league to go see what those bids could look like. This is just the first of a multi-step process. So you go out there, you give permission to the league to go explore. You get the bids, and then depending on if it reaches the threshold, then you have a final vote later in 2026 to approve the move to 32 NBA teams. And so there is a growing majority of owners right now, I'm told, that are supportive of expansion. You think about Seattle and Las Vegas. Those are two big markets in the NHL, in your world, in the NFL. And so could those two teams immediately emerge as top revenue generators? So that's what we're going to see play out over 2026.
And as someone who grew up with Gary Payton throwing the alley-oop to Sean Kemp and then Kendall Gill and Detlef Schrempf, Seattle deserves basketball.
It's about when, not if.
Okay, let's go. That is awesome. That is some big news. 32 NBA teams. We will see what those bids can too. Download the ESPN Tournament Challenge app and get started. Seth Greenberg is back with us. Seth, welcome on to Get Up. I was curious. We've got this new field of teams and these new superstars. I wanted to get your top 5 players in this year's NCAA tournament. Could be controversial. Start with number 5.
It can be controversial because I'm going with 5 freshmen. I'm going to start with Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson, when he is right, he's the most dynamic scorer in college basketball. 6'5", 3-level scorer, terrific finisher. He's an 8-eye guy. What I mean by that is when he has the ball, all other 8 eyes of the defenders are on him. An alert defender, a great finisher around the basket, can release it in all different angles, and unlimited range. Now, the big question is he's got to learn to play in the flow of their offense and be selectively aggressive, and that's the key. And then you've got at Illinois. Illinois got a great bracket, by the way. And this Keaton Wagler kid, 6'6", 6'7", he reminds me a little bit of Steph Curry. He can drive and finish around the basket. He's got deep logo range. He's born to score. Another 3-level scorer, can play on the ball, can play off the ball, a willing passer, an elite defender, and a guy that has not a good middle game, but a great middle game. This guy right here could light up the NCAA tournament if Illinois makes a deep run. Then A.J. DeBonson. I was playing without Richie Saunders, and Richie Saunders was his compliment. But this dude, he reminds me of Tracy McGrady. He just makes play after play after play. You get him the ball in the middle third of the floor, and you cannot stop him. You run a second defender on him, he's a terrific passer. Physically strong, gets to the rim, shoots the 3. Terrific passer, has a toughness about him, and rebounds the ball. He gets a defensive rebound. It's a fast break with him leading the way, getting in the lane, and making plays. This next guy, what he did in the SEC tournament, what he's done all season long, this guy, Darius Acuff, absolutely ridiculous. Think about this. SEC Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year, SEC Tournament Player of the tournament. This guy knocks down big shots, but the thing that impressed me the most in the SEC tournament, the plays he made for others. Big-time shot maker, middle game floaters, the best layup shooter in college basketball, and a guy that maybe be able to lead John Calipari back to a Final Four. And then finally, Cam Boozer. The guy never has a bad game. 6'9", drives it from the elbow, shoots the 3. Like every missed shot is like a pass off the backboard. You run a double at him, he's not a good passer, he's a great passer. His physicality, but to me, it's his maturity, how he carries himself. He's all about one thing and one thing only, winning. Fiercely competitive, makes winning plays, connects all the dots. And when they have a huddle on the free throw line, who's talking but that guy, an 18-year-old leader. He is absolutely different.
I absolutely love this list. What's amazing is what you mentioned. All freshmen. Every single one of these players is a first-year player for their school, and they can lead them. As on behalf of the upperclassmen, shout out to Zuby, shout out to Braden Smith at Purdue. How about a sophomore, LeBaron Philon Jr.? All those guys deserve mention, but you went 5 freshmen.
All those guys are terrific.
Why do you believe this year's tourney will be defined by what Dickie V used to call the diaper dandies?
Because it's not just their game, it's their maturity. All these guys I talked about, their approach, their maturity, how they carry themselves. They're not about putting up numbers. They're about winning. They're about making winning plays. They do whatever you have to do to help their team be successful. You got to rebound the ball, the bouncer's going to get a rebound. You talk about Acuff. Acuff was ridiculous. I mean, he knocked down jumpers from falling out of bounds, but then he got off a ball screen, threw 2 defenders, and made back-to-back passes to Brazil. I mean, Cam Boozer, how hard he plays. It's just their maturity, their approach. I call it a professional approach. They're poised. They don't carry themselves like 18-year-olds. And I give a lot of credit to USA Basketball because when they play in USA Basketball, all these guys, it's not about themselves. It's about winning a gold medal. So they really value what it takes to win and doing the things that impact winning.
I think the most fascinating player on your list might be number 5, Darren Peterson. All season long, he has been mocked to go number 1 in the NBA draft. If he plays his very best, can Kansas make a run out of that East region?
If he plays his very best in the flow of the Kansas offense, they can make a deep run. If he plays his very best and is selectively aggressive and cannot hide but run the court hard, attack when the opportunity comes, come off screens ready to score and ready to make plays, not defer, but pick his spots, then yeah, they can make deep run because Melvin Counts is explosive in transition. And Flori Budinga is an elite defender. And Bryson Tiller is a big 4-man that can make shots and also impact the game other ways. So yeah, could they do that? Yes. Here's my problem. I have not seen it. I was at the Big 12 tournament. I saw them play with lack of a fire, a passion, an energy, a commitment to each other, a chemistry amongst each other. Now, he hasn't been with them that long. If they can find that this week and maybe get on a little bit of a roll and he finds a way to be selectively aggressive, yes, they can make a run. But I did not see that when I was in Kansas City.
Fascinating player and one of the many diaper dandies. Coach, we're going to get with you in a second. First, we got to go to the women's game.
Being undefeated and winning the national championship. That's kind of what the expectation is.
Hold up, wait a minute.
If it's going to be a winner, why not us? Everybody needs to respect us. We're here. We're not going to fear anybody. We're going to go at everybody.
I ask the questions, test you with the best, and address your confession.
It is the best time of the year.
Show it all. Bring it to the tournament.
It was selection day for both the men's and the women's tournament yesterday, and last night we got our women's bracket. UConn, Texas, UCLA, Dawn Staley's South Carolina team all earned 1 seeds. UConn is the only undefeated team in college basketball, and right now at DraftKings, they are the odds-on favorite in a clear one at minus 265. We are now happy to bring in one of our lead analysts, Andrea Carter, for more on the women's side of the tournament. Andrea, are we looking at another dominant UConn run and a back-to-back championship role right here?
Yes, Peter, we are. And we are looking at UConn.